Al, I've had enough of Texas. What do you say we go to Georgia?
Let's do it.
You in the mood? All right.
I'm down.
Let's go play the Hawks in Atlanta on Sunday. The producer of Sixers basketball tonight, Josh Traeger. Trey Henry's our associate producer. Mike Harmon is our director. For Ala Abdel-Nabi, all of us here at NBC Sports Philadelphia, I'm Kate Scott. Thanks so much for tuning in, Sixers fans. Have a great weekend and stay tuned. Post-game live with Amy and Mark comes your way right now.
Sixers fought big time in the third quarter and into the fourth to take the lead. Unfortunately, it is a game of runs, and the Spurs had one up their sleeve. They had a 10-0 run to retake the lead, and they did not relinquish it. As we welcome you here to Sixers Post Game Live, brought to you by Curado Insurance, Amy Fiddle, Mark Jackson. And when you're going against a team that is fighting, is just as hard as you are, that's also shorthanded, sometimes it's hard to kind of keep it going because you do just run out of gas and you run out of guys. There's only 8 players available for the Sixers.
You do it. I mean, you really do it. And it's unfortunate this team was playing this well going into late in the game, and the Spurs ratcheted it up a little bit, and the Sixers had no answers for them, and Spurs came out on top. Yeah,
it was 117-111, Sixers with the lead, and then it was a 10-0 Spurs run. They took the lead 121-117. As I mentioned, they did not give it back up. Sixers fought some bad turnovers, unfortunately, down the stretch in this one. And that's always one thing that Mark and I were just talking about. These guys are not used to playing this much. Jared Butler's and the Quentin Grimeses, they're not used to playing Ricky Council. How much does that affect them late in games when their usage rate isn't as high as it's been, and they're going to make these little mental errors?
You know, Amy, so a lot of people, I love when I'm mentoring the youth, I tell them, like, anybody can play good basketball the first 3 quarters and the first 6 minutes of the fourth quarter. But when things go up, and yes, it is levels to this, as the game progresses, things get tighter. But that last 4 to 6 minutes, that's when that grit turns up, and guys are not used to being put in those positions in game-winning situations, winning time, and sometimes can falter.
Yeah, we saw Quentin Grimes with a tough turnover. Then there was that bad pass from Jared Butler at the end of this one where the Sixers were trying to get the ball in and try to maybe create a 3 and cut that lead. You feel bad for them because those are the things that are going to linger with them. These are guys that are trying to, not just make a name for themselves for the Sixers, but also in the league. In the case of the two-way players, Jalen Hood-Schifino, and then obviously Quentin Grimes, who's come here and has been tasked to basically be the leader, scoring and otherwise. And I know that after his 46 points, he mentioned his turnover, and I imagine things like that will stick with him for a little bit longer.
It should, though.
Yeah.
It should.
Yeah,
if you are a competitor and you want to be good and you understand that you got to be 1% today than you was yesterday, you need that. You need that constant motivation. When things are always going right, you can't get right, which means when things are always flowing fluently, it's hard for you to find a way to improve. And you need one little error, one little slip up to make sure you improve on it. And things like that. So like tonight, crunch time, he had a major turnover again. That kind of led to the Spurs getting another basket in crunch time. So I'm quite sure he needs and he will be focused on these two disappointing situations that would do nothing but make him better.
Yeah, the Sixers were up 117-111 with 5.5 to go. Then the Spurs went on that run. They tied it up at 117, and then they just kept pouring it on. It was a tough time for the Sixers to go cold because they had a lot of guys that were scoring exceptionally well, and then they just stopped scoring. So here, this is going to be the turnover. We were tied at 117.
Right there, look.
That's just a bad pass. It's a bad pass there from Quentin Grimes. Other way, Sohan running alley-oop from Keldon Johnson. And then, now it just goes to Stephon Castle. Tremendous game for the front runner for Rookie of the Year. And then there's a couple of misses. Quentin Grimes, this is a 3-pointer. This gave him 25 points. And then Harrison Barnes has a 3 right on the other one. And so you're thinking, all right, so 120, they're on the seesaw. But then there's a bad foul. And then there's going to be the turnover, and then there's going to be the layup.
Absolutely. The Spurs team was finding an opportunity to present itself. Sixers fell short, then right in the wrong time.
You can see there it is. And that
miscommunication right there on the backside D. Guys got to communicate, and sometimes you're not in the right position. And right here, this pass was a costly pass by Butler.
Yeah, it was a bad pass by Jared Butler. Nick Nurse can't believe it. His team was in it. They had the lead. They went on a run, about a 24-9 run themselves to take the lead, and they secured the lead for almost the entire fourth quarter until that last 4 minutes or so, 3.5 minutes, and the wheels came off. So we're going to hear from Nick Nurse coming up, but you're trying to look for some bright spots in this one. And I thought the shared scoring really is a bright spot when you think about what these guys did. They had 4 guys score 20 points or more. Here, the leading scorer is Justin Edwards, 25. That matches a career high. It's the 7th straight game for Quentin Grimes of 25 or more. He's got 10 of his 19 games in a Sixers uniform. He scored 25 or more. Guerschon Yebusele, tremendous bounce back effort offensively for him. And then you can see Ricky Council. That is a career high 20. But Guerschon Yebusele, you said it at halftime. He's got a little bit more pep in his step.
Yes, from the jump ball. I seen from the jump ball from sprinting once. I was like, oh, he's feeling good today. I know he's having knee soreness, but this right here, he was getting downhill. He asserted himself early and often into this game and didn't let up.
How good is it to see? Because you mentioned it. He had been dealing with some knee issues. You see him just absolutely bully his way on the baseline there. To have a game for him like this, because he had been struggling.
He has been struggling, Amy. And when you watch him play tonight, you knew he had it tonight. You knew he was bringing it from the initial start. And I was happy to see that. Unfortunately, it didn't end in a win. But to see him really get right tonight, means a lot.
And all of his buckets coming inside. He really was working his way in. Without Victor Wembanyama, there's a serious lack of height on the Spurs side. Sixers obviously have. He just gave me a too small.
Yeah,
he absolutely
0 for 3.
did.
He was 0 for 3 from 3, but he found a way to contribute. That rebound was monstrous. As Ala and Kay said, that was a man jumping amongst boys. That rebound, he held the guy over one hand and elevated over everyone to secure it.
He was 11 of 16 shots, 69%, 9 rebounds. You can see the 23 points there. Had a steal as well. Didn't go to the free throw line, which was surprising to me as much as he was working it inside, but he was able to get up and down just fine. Obviously not getting fouled, but usually he's a better 3-point shooter. He did miss. He only took 3 threes. They all came in the first half, and I guess you feel like they weren't working. I'm gonna stop taking them, right?
Exactly. Like, I'm gonna keep going to work. And the team kind of recognized like he was feeling it, and they fed him often. Yeah. They fed him often, and it kind of helped in the second as the game progressed because he was commanding attention because he's straight playing bully ball. Yeah. And when you play bully ball like that, you help your teammate. Even if you don't score, you collapse their defense, which opens up your teammates for open shots. And I love that. And that's what Yebusele does. When he's playing, when he's enforcing his will, he creates another avenue for the Sixers to manufacture easier buckets.
And they did that. He was a big part of that run that had them taking the lead. Unfortunately, just not enough down the stretch. We're going to take our first time out here on Sixers Post Game Live. We're going to check in with Nick Nurse coming up, so stick with us. Barrett Brooks taking shots?
Yeah, he did. Shots fired. Come on, Barrett. We're down and out.
Yeah, we're all on the same team here. We got it. It's understood. Only 8 players available for the Sixers tonight. They fought valiantly. They came all the way back. Unfortunately, ended up losing this one, 128-120 to the Spurs. Let's check in now with Nick Nurse in San Antonio.
Hey, anybody out there, go ahead and ask a question.
Well, Nick, obviously frustrated with the loss,
yep.
But some really bright spots. 4 guys who 20-plus for the first time this season.
Yeah, I thought you're right, didn't get the result in the end, but again, I thought everybody that checked in was playing pretty well, Kate. I think that good to see it spread around a little bit. I thought Justin was excellent. Q kind of was in doing what Q does a little bit. Yabu, I thought, was really good, too, on the glass, especially at the offensive end. And then it was nice. Ricky had a really rough night the other night and absolutely flipped it around tonight. So that was good to see, too. But I thought just about everybody that went in there was a pretty good contributor. I thought they were playing very well first half, really just out-physicaling us, like really pounding it down the lane and bouncing us and laying it in. And we couldn't quite get by them again with the physicality. And then it kind of switched. I thought we started really challenging those guys that were, trying to skip down the lane. And then we were kind of getting by them and getting our share of layups and stuff. So the game, obviously really switched in the third. We start, shooting the ball. Again, a bunch of different guys making threes. That kind of second group made a really great run in there, from going down 16 to up 8. And then at the end, we just had some tough offensive possessions. I think we had at least 2 shot clock violations, and too bad because one, we had a double team in the post and we swung it out and we had a chance to shoot the 3 on that, and we swung it twice more and got a shot clock violation, and we got hemmed up on another one that Q had to kind of throw up from way out, which was a bad possession. They got some runouts there late, and Harrison Barnes hit that big corner 3. I thought we had a great defensive possession. He hit that late in the shot clock 3.
I think we're talking about it. I mean, especially in the third quarter. A season-high 43 points for you guys in the third. 30 assists on 46 made field goals tonight. And again, these guys have played a week, had like maybe a practice together, but they're making it look good out there.
Yeah, they did it. They did a good job of adjusting to what we needed to do, which was we just needed to move the ball and attack the closeouts off the catch rather than continuing to run ball screens or DHOs, because they were just doing too good a job of being physical and keeping us in front with the switching. And we were just kind of, those were just non-action actions. And we finally did start, just moving it, playing off the catch. And then they obviously play pretty collapsing paint defense. And then, we kick it out. And a lot of those threes came in the third quarter and that's where all the assists got piled up, is because we were in the paint kicking out and guys were catching and shooting.
You mentioned Ricky earlier. I want to get back to him because it was a really frustrating night for him Wednesday in Oklahoma City. What does that say about him to be able to flush that and come back and perform the way he did tonight?
It's really big, Kate. I think, because, as a head coach, you start to get a little worried. I was getting a little worried about him. I really was. It just, more than anything, I keep saying this over and over, I want these guys to play well. This is their time and chance to play a lot of minutes, and he just has been struggling. So it's good. I mean, it's really, really good. I just, now hopefully it'll give him some confidence to come out and do more of the same in the next one. But that was a hell of a bounce back, because that was a rough one the other night. I think that's a career high for him tonight. So probably a career worst game followed by a career best game is a good bounce back for him.
And get back to our rookie, because Al and I in the broadcast were obviously talking about Steph Castle, who's probably going to win the Rookie of the Year for the Spurs, but our rookie, Justin Edwards, tying his career high with 25, and he's just looking smoother and more confident every game.
Yeah, he's only had some bad games when he hasn't been 100%. Kate, he had a stretch there where he was trying to play through the ankle, and it affected him. Other than that, he's played really solid all year. But again, just really, really decisive. Swings out, catch and shoot, transition, catch and shoot, whatever, vaults up into it. Gets the closeout, attacks it, has a good little kind of herky-jerk rhythm to know when to stop and pull back and make those, or to get all the way by him and use his body to finish at the rim. Again, super efficient night for him, and just, again, just looking like he knows how to play the game. Yep.
Guerschon. Yeah. I know he's fighting through it right now, man. He's played so many minutes this year, but it was great to see him get going again.
He really was big and tough and out there, right? He punched it into him on the block. Nice to see him scoring those again, because he made about his first 50 to start the year inside, and then he went on a little bit of a cold stretch. But he really was dominant down there, posting up, offensive rebounding, and again, great spirit. I think he was really gave a lot tonight and got a lot of spirit, and the guys followed him.
Okay, I'll save the rest of my questions for the plane.
Okay. Thanks, Kate. See ya.